Good morning. If you recall, a few months back I put a short video up online just telling you about that project I've done with Dan Snow and the team from CART. They're the organisation responsible for researching the auxiliary units or Churchill's Secret Army. This resulted in a podcast on Dan Snow's History Hit channel, which has proved really popular, which followed our journey one day trying to find hidden underground hides belonging to the auxiliary units. They were that organisation who, in the event of a German invasion, would have retreated to these underground bunkers or hideouts in the New Forest, and then as the German army passed, it would have popped up in the cover of darkness and performed things like assassinations and sabotage attempts. Anyhow, since then I've been inundated actually with quite a few leads from people. I've had about 5 leads of people saying they may know where these hidden underground hides could have been and some information, but one of the more interesting ones, which is why I'm making this video today, was from a chap who contacted me about 3 weeks ago, and he said that about 20 years ago he was paid to do some gardening in this property. He went to the back of the garden after he cleared it of brambles, and he found there was a shed back there that was falling down. Went inside the shed and there's a manhole cover in the shed on the ground in the concrete. Quite unusual. He lifts the manhole cover and he finds an underground bunker. So extremely tantalising, as you can guess. So thankfully 20 years later he has now managed to speak to the people who live in that property now, and he's arranged for us to both go over there and have a little bit of a look to see what we can see. So let's go check it out. So here's the shed. You walk in. There it is.
Yeah, that's probably within this garden. Well, this is obviously weathered well because it's not been exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Underneath is just damp.
There we go. Oh, blimey. It's a bit of a squeeze, isn't it?
I wondered about ventilation. There seems to be some here.
Oh, blimey.
Well, I don't know. So,
A little air vent there, maybe? Or something. I wonder if they planned on having... Oh, no. It's not even attached into the wall, is it?
well, this.
Is there any ventilation at all?
Well, this is the only non-concrete part, isn't it?
That's back and going into next door's garden, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
But we could probably have a look.
Oh, blimey.
Well, people have put stuff down over the years, haven't they?
There you can see where the wooden shuttering created that concrete.
Yes, yeah, you can. There's where they,
Fantastic stuff, isn't it?
yeah, here. You got. I mean, look like that. You can
Yeah.
see there was one there, and the concrete was poured, and also it was also cast on top. To me, you're almost this is built to last.
Yeah.
That brickwork looks newer where you are, but then it's never been exposed to the elements, has it?
Oh,
See that? So how old that is, I've no idea.
it's intriguing, isn't it?
Well, it's not something you come across all the time, is it?
Well, you don't know. I mean, obviously it's been used, and some metal has been dumped down here, and this is guttering, isn't it? And scaffold as well, isn't it? It looks like some of it is. I don't know.
Yeah, here's a 4-inch or 5-inch clay pipe that
Yeah.
would have been used for drainage.
Yeah,
Is it worth pacing this out? Get some dimensions.
Yeah.
She's 6 foot wide, isn't she? I would have thought.
I would say so.
Once that's a metre high. It's over 5 metres,
Yeah.
just a bit over 5 metres. So
It's not quite 6 foot high, is it? It's
no.
I reckon it's 5'8" maybe, 5'9".
Yeah, I used to be 5'10" and a half. So I'm just yes, that's very good. Yeah. So how they came to that, I don't know.
Yeah. It's been a few days now since I visited that bunker underneath the shed, and that's given me a little bit of time to have a proper think about it, about what it was I saw, and also share what I found with some other people. Bottom line, don't think it's an auxiliary bunker. A couple of reasons. The primary one is its location. It's in a relatively residential area, not the sort of place auxiliary hides would have been. It would have been easy to find should the invasion have come. And also just a couple of features. The most major one, I would guess, is the lack of ventilation in there. Auxiliary patrolmen could have expected to have been in their hides sometimes for a few days at a time, so the lack of ventilation suggests it's probably not an auxiliary hide. I think that shed was probably built over it post-war as well. But a few people have said they think it could be a septic tank or a cesspit. And, you know, that's a relatively valid argument. But I think it's actually an air raid shelter, and I'll explain why I think it is. And if you've got your own ideas, I'd love to hear your comments or read your comments underneath the video. But why I don't think it's a septic tank is this. When you go underground, it actually encroaches underneath into the adjoining property. So part of that underground bunker is actually on the other side of the house next door as well. They've got also some kind of shed built over it, which has obviously happened post construction of the bunker. Also, when you go down into the bunker, down that shaft, down that manhole cover, if you look at the rear wall, you'll see what looks like what appeared to be a door that's been bricked up. Now, if that doorway was still there and you came up through it, I'd anticipate that would have come up into next door's garden. So potentially it was a shared air raid shelter between the two properties. And I'm assuming here now, there's a lot of assumption, perhaps post-war, the people next door decided they no longer wanted access. It was bricked and blocked. But the side or the property I accessed through, perhaps they wanted to keep it. And perhaps that manhole and shaft that I dropped down was then added to give them that access, because the brickwork actually looks different to the rest of the bunker. It looks almost fresher and newer. Alternatively, it could have been an escape hatch, but then some people, as I said, believed it could be some kind of cesspit or septic tank. I can't find any staining in there that suggests it would have been a septic tank. So my view at the moment is I just think it's an air raid shelter, but I'm prepared if I'm wrong. So I'd love to know what you might think. Please drop a comment and give your views. Tell me if you've seen anything similar. Cheers.